talking about still one more thing for week one is the lackluster quarterback performances across the league and kind of what we make of them. Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, they all kind of played like rookies, right? Again, Jaden Daniels had the best day out of all of them, and he rushed for like 16 times for like 88 yards and less than 200 yards passing, and 3 fumbles. None of them lost, but 3 fumbles on top of that. Several of the established quarterbacks just weren't any better. There were more shaky performances than good ones on Sunday and, Thursday, Friday as well. Baker Mayfield, Derek Carr, Josh Allen all excelled really at leading their team to victory. CJ Stroud, Tua, Sam Darnold also, were pretty good. Kirk looked bad. Rusty, I guess you could say, for returning from his torn Achilles tendon. Deshaun Watson played like Deshaun Watson, which was, oh my gosh, he played so terrible. And some people are trying to make the excuse, oh, well, the Cowboys defense is pretty good. You also have like $171 million guaranteed to pay him for the next couple of years. So he should play like that.
And the last time we saw the Cowboys defense, Jordan Love was bending them over. So
yeah.
Deshaun Watson was throwing the ball into the stands. He was throwing the ball on streaks. He loads up, throws the ball. You're like, oh my God, they must have someone open. He missed the pass by 20 yards.
Yep.
You know who else was actually like dog shit? Was Caleb. Caleb looked awful. He was missing people by 10, 15, 20 yards. Yep. Guess who didn't play any preseason? The stupidity of that. You have a rookie quarterback and you're like, nah, we don't need to get reps.
Yep.
Dumb.
Yep. No, absolutely. And talking about Deshaun Watson too, it was so bad. Flex, I was at the game in Cleveland, but so bad at, I would say, probably end of the second half, beginning-ish, middle of the third quarter at the very latest. There was people around us yelling, "Bring us Jameis."
Famous Jameis.
It was pretty Jameis. Bad. I mean, there was people filing out of the stadium by the time middle of the third was going, really. Beginning of the fourth, you were getting "Let's Go Cowboys" chants from the Cleveland Browns stadium because it was mainly Cowboys fans at that point. So, yeah, Deshaun didn't look good. Joe Burrow, he looked kind of out of sync. Will Levis made a crucial mistake that gave him the game away. Also gave an all-time moment with him dropping to his knees and putting his hands on his head. Absolutely hysterical. I don't know if you've seen that, but he threw the pick and just drops to his knees. Trevor Lawrence did look good in the second half. Justin Fields
looked awful.
Justin Fields just didn't seem comfortable, but it's kind of Justin Fields. Who knows? I know Drew has him in the studio right now with him. And then Kyler Murray, strong first half, faded in the second. There he is. There's Justin Fields, you guys. And then obviously Daniel Jones and Bryce Young may get the award for disasters of the week. So what do we make of all these quarterback performances? Because I know they're being kind of blown out of proportion at this point. And you brought it up, is some of the preseason or lack of preseason action may contribute to this. But what do you make of it?
Listen, Kirk Cousins was a non-athletic quarterback before he tore his Achilles, and now he tore his Achilles and he's trying to come back. I do think it's hilarious. Do you have that box score up?
Of
Do me a favor where I keep talking. Look it up, the Atlantic Falcons box score, and then tell me who led them in receiving. Justin Fields is Justin Fields.
It's Ray McCloud.
My boy. I shouted him out last week. I think it is so funny that I know people who will stand here and they will disparage a top 3 quarterback in Josh Allen, and they will disparage a 2-time MVP in Lamar Jackson, but nobody ever says shit about Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow shits the bed like every 5 weeks, and people just don't say anything about him. Like, you got Jamar Chase, you got a running back that I think sucks, but everybody else was very excited about. And you lose to the Patriots. Listen, do you know what they did to Gerard Mayo after they won that game?
They doused him in Gatorade.
They gave him the Gatorade bath, bro.
They did.
They gave him the Super Bowl Gatorade bath because they beat the Bengals.
Yep, absolutely they did. Oh, that was great. Absolutely.
Yeah, the quarterback play, Lamar and Patrick Mahomes didn't look great. Patrick Mahomes, the only reason the offense was moving down the field was because of 15-yard penalties. Now, the thing is the standard Mahomes has set is so damn high that, I thought Jalen Hurts looked good. I thought Josh Allen looked good. Mahomes was fine. I'm not going to say he
Yep.
was bad, but just not the Mahomes game. The quarterbacking in the Patriots and New England game was terrible. The Chicago Will Levis debacle was terrible. Anthony Richardson, my God, that throw he made off his back foot was fantastic. Anthony
Yep.
Richardson actually was a top 4 rated quarterback by PFF.
Yep.
CJ Stroud is CJ Stroud. And I told you this before the season. What CJ Stroud did last year has everyone thinking Caleb Williams can be great this year with 4,000 yards and all this shit. It ain't going to happen. That rookie year that CJ Stroud had last year was fantastic. And that's why he's already, I think, 25 out of 30 teams would trade their quarterback for him today because of his talent and contract.
Yeah.
Our boy, $200 million quarterback, Trevor Lawrence looked awful. Tua, I guess.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold looked pretty good.
Looked efficient. Yeah, he looked good.
He was like a top 5 quarterback for one season or one game. Obviously, we talked about Derek Carr. Herbert looked awful. Luckily, their defense held out. So, I mean, honestly, and then watching my boy last night, Brock Purdy just makes it look easy. He's not stressed. He's not rushed. He makes the right play. And his stats should have been a lot better if, Brandon Ayuk can catch a damn ball in the end zone. So,
yeah, we shouldn't short the well, first of all, Brock Purdy's still gonna Brock Purdy can have one of the greatest NFL seasons this year, and there's still gonna be questions, and they're still gonna be like, well, he has the Avengers. Well, of course he had a good season. Whatever. It should not be overlooked at how good that Jets defense is and how many points that the 49ers put up. It should not be it should be talked about a little bit more and how good Brock looked. And obviously Jordan Mason kind of looked like he did whatever he wanted on that front. So, 49ers look great and Brock looked great.
Can we talk about the Jets for a second?
Yeah, we absolutely can.
Aaron Rodgers did not look very good. I know you have some thoughts on this, so I'm going to go through my little spill here, and then I'll let you follow up on why you think. But if you look at his passing chart, he made one throw to the right side of the field where a man named Mooney Ward hangs out, and Mooney Ward dropped the pick. Besides that, he didn't throw over there. He only targeted Lenore, who also baited him into a pick that our linebacker caught. But they were not able to run the ball, and yesterday's game is going to be the healthiest that offensive line is all season. Absolutely. And they invested heavily in that offensive line. They got a brand new left tackle, got a brand new right tackle. They got a top 15 pick at tackle who didn't even play a snap. And,
they invested in the offensive line on every single front in terms of they drafted, they signed, they traded for. They literally invested every way they possibly could.
They look suspicious. And if it were me, I might think to myself, man, do you think a pass rusher could have helped them last night when Brock Purdy was sitting back there just up? Here's a pass, here's a pass, here's a pass. You don't think another pass rusher could have helped them?
I think
maybe they have someone.
Yeah, I don't know. I swear they have someone. He's like sitting on the couch somewhere.
He's eating Cheetos just like you and me, Hassan Reddick.
Exactly. When it comes to the Jets and specifically the offense, because I think that is the most talked about part, I think the defense is good in terms of they did what they could with the offense not being able to do anything. They were on the field a lot. The play calling was atrocious. I watched the first half of the game and I turned it off. I was like, this is the most uninspiring, boring, piss poor play calling I've seen.
That's Aaron Rodgers' boy. You show him some respect.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, Nathaniel Hackett, that's his man. Like, he gets so defensive and so angry over him specifically, too. Why are we trying to force Breece Hall on this defensive line that is this good? This front seven is very talented. Why are we forcing it this hard? When Aaron threw the ball, he had zip on it. He looked pretty good, but it's like the play designs did not allow him to do anything, and he was just kind of fine with it. I know there were some drops, like, the first pass was dropped by Alan Lazard, and there's stuff like that can be cleaned up, but the play calling by itself was bad. There's nothing you could say outside of it. Like, Breece Hall running that many times should not happen when it's not working. Like, he must have had Breece Hall on his fantasy team. He's like, I need you to score a touchdown or something. I need something to happen here. I don't know. It was really, really bad. That's why I personally only watched the first half. I turned it off, said, I'm going to go do something else instead. This game fucking sucks. And I just tuned it out at that point. So I didn't even
That's how I felt watching your guys' game, just so you know. It was the 125 game,
yeah.
the Fox 125. By the way, there was more than one terrible performance from a quarterback during the Broncos Cowboys game, and I'm not gonna disparage Tom Brady too much because he's the goat of all goats. But holy shit, I hope he gets better because he was not good, and
Yeah,
everybody's called him out for being not good. And
I wasn't able to see it.
Do you know who was bad? Drew Brees was terrible. And they say, get the hell out of here. You suck. Jason Witten was terrible. They say, get the hell out of here. You suck. You could tell it's hard, but Tony Romo was fantastic from the first. Damn, I almost got struck dead for complimenting something Cowboys. Tony Romo was fantastic from his first time in the booth. He was literally saying, oh, this is what they're going to run right here. Here's the play. And then it would happen. It was like he could see 10 seconds in the future. So Brady not being great, I don't want to hear, oh, he needs practice. He needs all this shit. He needs preseason reps, just like all the other quarterbacks out there. He was bad. Everybody thinks he was bad.
That was really funny.
So hopefully he gets better because they gave him like 10 years and $400 million. So